After all the leaky half-baked garbage Bethesda stitched together in the main storyline.
It's making me shake a little bit. Not because I don't like it, because I do like it.
They suddenly decided to wake up whatever half-decent writers they still had locked in the basement and cranked out a half-decent story, right before burning them for good. So in this video, we're continuing the adventures of our personnage. A quick recap. Bald, handsome, smells like a wet dog, terrified of women. Is that about me or him? Who knows at this point? He joined the Brotherhood of Shit, killed everyone to save everyone, found his 3-month-old 70-year-old son, and buried that guy too, straight into the dirt.
Sounds like a good man.
He was.
Anyway, here's the link if you're curious about how that catastrophe went down, and trust me, there was plenty to talk about. After wrapping things up with the Institute and after being officially recognized as the Brotherhood of Steel's style icon and sex symbol, we head over to Nick's ever-faithful secretary. She hands us a case about a missing daughter belonging to one of Nick's old acquaintances, so we grab Nick and go! We grab the power armor and set off to the ends of the damn earth to meet the client. On the way there, after trimming the population of Bloodboxer, Deathclaw and a group of mercenaries who clearly lost every trace of self-preservation when they tried to extort me, of all people, we finally reach the client's house. There, he and Nick immediately dive into a heartfelt little reunion.
Hope you don't mind. We let ourselves in.
Nick, thank God. You need to get to work right away. She could be hurt. She could be...
Whoa, slow down. Kenji, was it? Why did you go over the details with me and my partner here?
You have to get to work right away, Detective.
To make sure Nick is not the only one looking like an idiot, I add some fuel to the fire with my trademark sarcasm, then start shaking the guy down for payment. Everything he's got. Fuck! Look at that moron! Jesus! Oh my god, why is this so funny? And after rummaging through the girl's belongings, we learn she contacted some synth over the radio and chatted with them long enough to start doubting whether she's even human herself. So she grabbed her father's boat and sailed off to them. Well, I guess we have to follow her. The Brotherhood of Steel has arrived, boys and girls. Who's up for some extermination? Turns out that was a bad joke because there is actually plenty to exterminate here. Some kind of half-frog, half-lizard abominations are tearing into a settlement, whose residents by some miracle haven't burned it down themselves yet. After we fend off the attack, they explain that this is their usual Tuesday activity, and Tuesday here happens every damn day. The island is wrapped in a sinister fog, radiation everywhere, monsters prowling around, and my personal favorites, the completely unnecessary children of Atom, wandering around like they belong here. They ask us to help the locals, which we promptly ignore, and point us towards some drunk in a bar who can apparently lead us to the synth settlement. Supposedly, he knows the fog by heart. Given the fact that he hasn't sobered up since the Cold War, the fog really is the most familiar thing he's seen in years. So for a bottle of whiskey, we convinced Grandpa to guide us. After ventilating the skulls of raiders, mutants, and a couple of dogs, we stumble upon a child of Atom, who, judging by her haircut, has already lost a few rounds to cancer.
She ain't worth wasting ammo on.
I don't mind wasting one.
Them into the light.
Once we reach the spot, Grandpa tells us we are a real gigachat, and if we ever need to pickle ourselves to flush out the rats we've absorbed, he'll set us with booze and a bit of fish on the side. What a nice old man, but we've got a place to break into. Inside we find someone called Dima, an exotic-looking synth, and he starts rambling in a voice that sounds like he's overdosed on muscle relaxants about how peaceful he is, how he only wants harmony, and how if we come in peace, then he's basically peace squared. He asks why we are here, and we polish that question the usual way.
Oh, in that case, I want a Nuka-Cola, some stim packs, Kasumi Nakano returned to her family, and a pony.
Good thing we dragged Nick along, because these two look like actual brothers and clearly share some kind of past. Kasumi! Sorry about that. Kasumi turns out to be here, alive and perfectly fine, when suddenly Dima hits us with the question.
I asked you before if you think she's really a synth.
We obviously say no, and then he follows up with,
Are you a synth?
a question I, unfortunately, cannot answer with sarcasm. Anyway, time to go meet Kasumi. Oh, hello there, sweetheart. Alright, reload, last save, step out of the power armor, wouldn't want to accidentally flatten someone again, talk to the missing girl, and we learn that Dima is not just an old synth packed with wires and circuits. He also full of crap and secrets. So we head right back to him and ask directly. Dima asked us to retrieve those secrets, the ones stored in his memories. Why did he even record them somewhere else? Because otherwise he'd forget, apparently. And here's what his memory chip looks like. He also insisted we act very carefully because, aside from the synth and the people of Far Harbor, the air here is polluted by the children of Atom, who decided to set up shop inside the hangar of a nuclear submarine. Somewhere deep in that complex, in one of their terminals, his memories are stored. Honestly, I have no idea why anyone bothers being polite with these lunatics. They dream of seeing everyone dead and dissolving into atoms. What's the point of diplomacy here? But fine. Maybe there's some deep lore reason behind all this. So we head straight to these degenerates and try to extract the memories without going full exterminators. After reaching this atomic cult base, we arrive just in time to witness some poor bastard getting executed.
Thank you, Granzel.
Yes, I see. Talking to the local bouncer reveals that they won't let us inside just like that. We must walk the path of Atom and let the radiation into our soul. God, I'm fighting the overwhelming urge to just gun every single one of them down right here, but I hold myself back in the faint hope of uncovering some deep lore. So we agree to undergo their initiation and go chuck from the nearest radioactive puddle. Damn, that's not right water. There it is. It hits us like a truck. The whole world goes green, starts wobbling, and I begin hallucinating. Exactly like the time little teenage me drank way too much cheap booze and then topped it off with a fat crooked joint. I got such a brutal white owl that I just sat on the curb, and when I tried to cover my face with my hand, I started puking. Basically, gave myself a vomit facial. But anyway, we stumble into some kind of hideout where a bunch of local skeletons in rags decide they want a piece of us. After moving them down, we find the terminal password, then a statue of the mother, and head back to ask the children of Crab what the hell that was supposed to be. The same hobo at the gate clearly did not expect us to get blasted that hard, and explains that the thing we saw was none other than the mother of the fog. Sounds angry enough. Ignoring the part where he calls us someone's chosen messenger, we head straight into this cesspit and go looking for this memory terminal. Sneaking through unnoticed, obviously, fails instantly, but they don't really try to stop us anyway. She basically say, if you are tired of living, go ahead. You know what? I am tired. While wandering through this complex, I almost died twice, but luckily, I finally found the terminal and fully dove into Dima's forgotten memories. What I saw can only be described as pure, concentrated bullshit. I won't even bother showing how long I struggled with this idiotic mini-game, so, like any self-respecting Wasteland veteran, we pop open the command console, yank the tapes we need, and from them, we learn a whole pile of unpleasant truth. So, first of all, Dima was so terrified of the evil racist in Far Harbor that he decided to replace someone there with a synth to, let's say, lobby his interests. Coordinates and evidence included. How thoughtful. Second, he's got launch key for the nuclear submarine, just in case the children of Atom completely lose their minds. We are absolutely using that. Third, the fog condensers protecting Far Harbor, also his. And if the locals ever become too racist for his taste, he's got a kill switch that turns the whole town into all-you-can-eat buffet for the local wildlife. A flawless pacifist plan. On top of that, I listened to a recording where Nick and Dima escape the Institute, start fighting, and apparently Nick either gets killed or knocked out cold. Very interesting. What do you think about that? And last but definitely not least, we got coordinates to a stash where Dima hid a power armor in case everything goes to absolute hell. And considering the condition of my armor, I could use some spare parts. So that's the first thing we are going to take care of. Before leaving this radioactive Disneyland of cognitive decay, I decided to have a word with the head proton of this nuclear cult, you know, just to clarify their motivations before I erase their entire belief system with one not-so-well-placed warhead. But after listening to this ghoul gargle out his manifesto for about 40 seconds, a single, crystal-clear realization hit me. I have absolutely zero desire to waste another brain cell on this lunacy. So here's the plan. I find the launch key, and you all become glowing dust. Everyone wins. And honestly, what's even the point of pretending there is a moral choice here? Between these frothing atom groupies, normal people in Far Harbor, or even the synth? Come on. Meanwhile, I'm heading to that factory to pick up some brand new power armor, guarded of course by a whole damn family tree of super mutants. A little technical cannibalism later. How do you like the new look? We crawl into the basement and find a grave along with the audio log. Turns out our noble Dima straight up murdered the head of Far Harbor and replaced her with a synth as a shining symbol of humanity. Yes, absolutely, nothing screams morality like covert assassination and puppetry. So next objective, nuclear launch key, because the children of Atom won't blow themselves up, unfortunately. Whoa, what the fuck was that? Divine Wrath. Alright. Almost reaching the supposed location, we get greeted by a group of pretty tough mutants and I decide to just drown myself. Ah, this is a kill switch for the fog condensers. Great. Came all this way for nothing. Finally, after finding an old hotel with a full mutant army, we fight our way in, learn where the nuclear launch key is stored, and grab it, dying a couple of times in the process. Jesus. Why is this DLC so hard? And at long last, we are ready to fulfill the prophecy for these lunatics. Don't thank me. Come on, why so angry? Isn't this exactly what you wanted? Back in Arcadia, we dump everything we learned on Kasumi in full detail.
Turns out atomic fire is great for camping. I roasted marshmallows.
Alright, time to wrap this up. Dima suddenly starts acting like some holy moral authority because we killed a bunch of maniacs who literally want everyone dead. Well, buddy, buckle up. Now you get to face the consequences of your own crap.
Is that what you call justice? Because I sure don't.
You want justice, you'll get justice. After convincing Kasumi to go home, we head over to Captain Avery to inform her that she's not a captain, she's a toaster. Not out of nobility, obviously. For some reason, nobody seems happy that I wiped out their #1 enemies. Except this guy. I like him.
Excuse me, Captain Kells.
Enjoying the view, Captain? After reporting to the Brotherhood about the Thing's hideout in Arcadia, we start cleaning out this rat's nest. Though it's mostly just me doing the cleaning, my allies aren't exactly rushing to the celebration. But hey, all the glory goes to me. I'll take it. And there you have it. Happy ending. The missing daughter returned home. Everyone's thrilled. Me and Nick, well, me, got paid and we all lived happily ever after. Kasumi, want to know what I did to the synth?